Hey, you know, with a channel name like Mega Chaser X, I guess I should actually be making some videos on Mega Evolution, but I realize I actually haven't talked about it all that much. So today, I'm correcting that with a look at the new Mega Evolutions added in Pokémon Legends ZA. Legends ZA introduced a whopping 45 new Mega Evolutions in total across the base game and the Mega Dimensions DLC, giving us plenty of new amped up versions of both classic and newer Pokemon alike. Some being really striking, creative, and bad to the bone designs, and some of them being, well, completely goofy. And of course, everyone's got their opinions, right?
That's just like, your opinion, man. But
today, I'll be taking a look at the first half of the new Megas introduced in Legends ZA and ranking them tier list style based solely on their designs. So not for stats, competitive viability, typing, or any of that. So yeah, these rankings will be completely superficial, just like Western beauty standards and dating culture. Without further ado, let's get into it, and be sure to stick around for the second half coming in a future video. For me, Mega Raichu X is an instant classic. It's got that regular Raichu energy, but supercharged. I love the streamlined aerodynamic curvature of the ears it's got going on, complete with the little curls, and the paler yellow color of the body. But then we have the fact that it's flying with not one, but two tails that are bigger and more jagged, minus the wiry rat tail it had before. Plus, it's got that sassy, determined look that we all know and love. Just an awesome design. Definitely S tier. While I do like it, Mega Raichu Y is definitely the weaker of the two new Mega Evolutions for Raichu. I guess I don't really get the harkening back to Pikachu they did here with the extra ears sprouting off the top of its head. In contrast to X, this one retains Raichu's normal tail. To me, this one just seems more like a Pikachu-Raichu hybrid than a Mega Evolution, unfortunately. But I do still think it's really cool. And come on, it's Pikachu. I mean, Raichu. I don't know. But anyway, A tier. I acknowledge that Mega Clefable is leaning into its fairy typing, and also the fact that really the Clefairy line was the original fairy Pokemon even before the fairy type was introduced in Generation 6. So the fairy wings are cool and totally make sense. But this is an example of a new Mega that in my opinion deviates a little too much from the original design. It makes sense, don't get me wrong, but I've always thought of Clefable as more a bulky pink punching bag in the vein of Chansey and Blissey than a dainty fairy. And I'm not sure I like the beret hat thing. Is it because of the Kalos region being based on France? But Clefable's from Kanto. So anyway, B tier. Mega Victreebel is definitely the quintessential goofy new Mega. It's got its vines wrapped around the lip of its pitcher plant bag to hold in all that acid with a bigger leaf at the top. It's a silly, bouncy sack of poison that we didn't see coming but probably should have. I do think it's funny, but it also looks like Petey from Mario Sunshine. B tier. Okay, so here's the one that's probably hated on the most, and honestly, I get it. Really, I think Game Freak was just trolling us with this one, which I kind of appreciate, but at the same time, I can't help but think of all the cool designs for Starmie that they could have gone with, like adding a third layer of spinning stars or giving it more gemstones. I was hoping this thing would have gone somewhere, but unfortunately, it just doesn't have legs. Well, actually it does, but yeah, this one's just a troll. D tier. I really like Mega Dragonite, if for no other reason that Dragonite is just one of my favorite Pokemon in general. The wings on the head caused a bit of a stir when it was first revealed prior to ZA's launch, and I was on the fence about it when I first saw it. But over time it's grown on me, and I appreciate the longer tail with the orb that harkens back to Dragonair. Dragonite at the end of the day is a cute fluffy design that logically was going to get a cute fluffy Mega, so it makes sense. A tier. Ah, Meganium. You've been in need of such love for such a long time. And so many fans were looking so forward to you receiving the attention that you've been starved of for several generations now. Unfortunately, all you got was a longer neck and more flowers around your neck. While I do appreciate the new fairy typing, we're going strictly on design here, and this was just, honestly, a little disappointing. Not bad, but not the glow up that Meganium truly needed. I'm gonna say C tier. Okay, like I mentioned in my previous ZA video, Mega Feraligatr totally caught me off guard. I don't know exactly what I was expecting, maybe a more aggressive, spiky, reptilian design that leaned more into the alligator-crocodile motif. More claws, more teeth, more anger maybe. But instead we got a hood clamp thing that hangs out over its head and chomps down during attack animations. I have to say, I do like it, but with the rest of the body basically remaining the same, it's also not my favorite. I'm gonna say B tier. Skarmory is another Johto Pokemon that's been in desperate need of fresh attention for quite some time. I love Gen 2, so I'll always have a soft spot for any of its Pokemon. But Mega Skarmory is basically just Skarmory that's turned to gold and grew longer talons. I mean, it definitely makes sense, but it's also not all that memorable. C tier. I know a lot of people are huge Chimecho fans, but it's never really been one of my favorites, and to me this Mega is just okay. I get the ribbons at the top are referencing Chingling, and the wind chime becomes bigger and more intricate with the other little mini Chimechos hanging off of it, but it doesn't wow me. I'll say B tier. Mega Absol Z is another instant classic in my opinion. I really like Absol in general and definitely wasn't expecting it to get a new Mega, so when I first saw this one playing through ZA, I was pleasantly surprised. To me, it's got everything a Mega Evolution should have. New, cool elements that exude power, like the spiky, spooky claw coming out of the back here, and the darker blacked out coloring. This one was an awesome bonus that I didn't see coming, and it rocks. S tier. This is a cool one. Similar to Mega Absol Z, it's a more aggressive, souped up version of its original design. But I don't know that this one went far enough. Overall, it really just looks like regular Staraptor as far as the overall body shape goes. But it is much more intimidating looking with those red eyes and beefier claws.
Big, meaty claws!
I'm going A tier. Alright, Mega Garchomp Z. You already know where this one's going. I mean, what can I say? It's Garchomp. It's spiky, it's aggressive, and sleek, and I'm a sucker for any kind of dragon or monster or kaiju-like design. While Garchomp's original Mega is super sick, with its arms having those deadly scythe blades, Mega Garchomp Z opts for sinister serrated wing blades that take it airborne. It's hard to think of another Pokemon that could be more dangerous. S tier without a doubt. With Mega Lucario Z, we have another super strong and fan favorite Pokemon that's receiving a second Mega Evolution. While I definitely don't dislike it, I just don't like it as much as Lucario's original Mega. I can for sure see where they were going with a more zen, mystical inspired design as a counterpart to the original Mega being more aggressive in the conventional sense, but it just doesn't resonate as much with me. And again, I'm biased more towards your standard mean and dangerous kind of designs. I'm not upset that Lucario got a second Mega by any means, but to me this one's just kinda so-so. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but whatever. I'm gonna say B tier. Mega Froslass was another one that I definitely wasn't expecting and grew to appreciate more over time. With Froslass being the siren-like ice and ghost type that lures its victims with its seemingly innocent and feminine charm, this Mega just makes complete sense. It takes Froslass's concept to its logical conclusion with it becoming the terrifying and cold-hearted ice queen that it was always destined to be. It's even got the devil horns to top it all off, all while remaining graceful somehow. I really like this one. A tier. You know, I have to admit, Heatran has always been one of the more forgettable Gen 4 post-game legendaries for me. It doesn't really have much of a backstory or lore other than it just chilling out in Stark Mountain waiting for somebody to catch it. I say chilling out, maybe heating out would be more appropriate. Anyway, I never really thought about Heatran much, but this Mega had no business being this nasty. I mean, look at this thing. It's a massive molten metal monster that's ready to wipe your whole team with waves of lava and then eat them for breakfast afterwards. And my favorite part, it's gotten so hot that its back legs have melted down into this pile of liquid metal. I love this one the second I saw it in game, and it might just be one of my top favorite Mega Evolutions of all time. This one is just metal as heck. Pun intended, and I love it. Definitely S tier. So I don't know about you, but unfortunately, Mega Darkrai just doesn't do it for me. Is it a creepy, ghostly mythical that deserved a Mega Evolution? Sure, I think so. It's got the tendrils, it's got the spooky wisp coming off the top of its head, it's got the cracks around where its head is coming out to allude to it busting out of another dimension to suck your soul out, and then of course giving you that evil eye vibe. So about what you would expect. But personally, I think it's more the orientation of this thing. Being horizontal instead of vertical just throws me off. Rather than becoming more intimidating, Darkrai just looks like it ended up in the Iron Lung. Maybe a hot take, but honestly I'm just not a fan. But it's still cool, so I'll say B tier. I've seen people criticizing the starters' new Megas as being too similar to their original designs, and for some of them I can see that, including Emboar to some degree. But at the same time, I just can't get over the fact that this is a bad to the bone, fiery boar inspired by Chinese royalty with a freaking fire spear it's ready to skewer you with. Again, I love the beastly designs, and this one is right at the top of that category. I love it. S tier. Some might say that Mega Excadrill's design was pretty predictable, and they'd probably be right. Excadrill is another Pokemon that hasn't been all that memorable for me, but over time, it's grown on me. It's actually an excellent attacker with great typing, despite being based on an animal that's as lame as a mole. But again, we're going purely off design here, so I won't account for its potential in battle. Aesthetically, I think the three components coming together to form a huge drill is just a really cool concept. For whatever reason, I actually really like this one. A tier. Mega Scolipede is a great example of a Mega Evolution doing exactly what it should. Taking a great design to the next level, turning up the dial on the aspects that were already there and making them more extreme. Scolipede was already an awesomely designed Pokemon, and its Mega stays true to the original while emphasizing the things that made it so. Like the horns, which have an amazing coloring to them. And then it adds the carapace or exoskeleton shell armor, making it look like an evil alien insectoid cavalier that's ready to mow down an army. Just fantastic. A tier. Yeah, it got a skin hoodie. Eelektross is one of the many Unova Pokemon that I'm just not all that familiar with Gen 5 being the one generation that I'm actually the least familiar with out of all of them. I don't dislike it, but it's just not all that memorable to me. But with that said, I absolutely love this Mega. It took a Pokemon that's kind of unassuming and a little goofy looking and made it a literal weapon of war. Rather than just getting bigger or adding spikes here and there, it's got 2 copies of its body on either side, serving as electric cannons that are pulsing back and forth with the positive and negative poles at the front. I also really like the extended dots that it's got going on, which regular Eelektross already had, but now it looks like lights showing up like it's charging for an attack. Honestly, it's a great one, so I'm gonna say A tier. Well, that's all for now, and I really appreciate you guys checking out this video. If you like ranking videos like this, be sure to let me know in a comment below. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, be sure to do that and give me a thumbs up. It really helps out. And I have to ask, what's your take on the new Mega Evolutions from ZA? Do you agree with my opinions on this first half? Do you not agree? If you don't, be sure to leave a rude, condescending, and generally unkind comment below. This is YouTube after all. Anyway, thanks again guys, and I'll see you next time in the part 2 video coming very soon.